want to thank you for joining us here on Polk Place. I'm Brian Lacey. First timer to the show. She is Tiffany Newton. She is the president of IgniteHer. And if you're saying you don't know what IgniteHer is, we're fixing to learn together. So I'd like to introduce you to Tiffany. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so talk to me a little bit about the beginnings of IgniteHer.
So I was in a relationship, a domestic violence relationship, and dealt with that. That's a whole long story in and of itself for 2 years or just under 2 years. And escaping that situation, I just felt so alone. I had so much guilt and shame upon myself for allowing myself to stay in that situation as long as I did. And the more I started talking to women, the more they started sharing their stories of abuse, emotional abuse, coercion, all of this kind of stuff. And they kept directing me to talk to more and more and more women. So I was at an entrepreneurial brunch in downtown Tampa, and I met this gentleman, and he said, I help businesses start nonprofits. And there was a reason I was supposed to talk to him that day. So at that point on, we scheduled a call and started IgniteHer. And rather than trying to save up multi-millions of dollars to open a facility and things like that, because that takes years to do that. I wanted to figure out how I could impact someone right here, right now, give them that feeling of empowerment, of feeling good about themselves, that self-worth, love that we miss out on during the abuse. And how can you do that? You teach them something empowering. And so self-defense came into the room, and in bringing in certified instructors, you really get a chance to empower these women with something cool to learn that they can use when they leave our program.
Talk about the name of your nonprofit, IgniteHer. What does that mean?
Yeah, so IgniteHer, the H-E-R is Hope, Empowerment, and Resilience. It really is to reignite yourself, reignite the ability that you have for self-love and self-worth and self-confidence to not be in a situation like that again. Break that cycle, get yourself on a trauma-informed journey and into a transition of the new you.
Tiffany, we've heard where this journey began and the direction it is headed. Where is it going? What do you hope to do and look at this and stand back and go, look what we did? Yeah.
I would love to have a facility to be able to have women come in and learn. They don't have to join a specific gym or a specific class or things like that, where they have a facility where they can feel safe, where it's all women empowerment things of, picking out colors for a person that makes them feel powerful. I dress in black because I'm out for a mission, right? But some of my power colors are like bright blues and bright purples and emerald greens. Like those are my real power colors. What are other women's power colors? How can they feel beautiful about themselves? Teaching a skill, all different things that can empower women. So really having it in one facility.
I got your name from a young lady, Jessica. She was on the show with me last month.
Yeah.
Bare knuckles boxing.
Yeah.
Champion, and she said, you've got to bring her in, you got to bring her in. I was like, yes. So talk to me, you forge these relationships with individuals that have the same passion and same vision as you. Talk about how that friendship and how that partnership per se has evolved.
So I met Jessica through an introduction to her trainer, Nick. And then he introduced me to her, and she and I were like lost souls meeting in the night. Like, yes, we have the same mission. So in our discussion, we did a program together in April at Fitness 360 in Palm Harbor, and had a class, a self-defense class, and a discussion on the mental health side of everything. And from that meeting, we're planning a charity gala in October called the Unmasquerade Charity Gala. So that is to bring out, to unmask.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like you have cloaked yourself in safety and hidden back away from the world. But who you are as a human needs to be shown to the world. Every person is put on this planet to be an amazing person, and that's what we want to be able to reveal to everybody.
Being the president of this nonprofit, you realize two things. Basically, volunteers and fundraising is the life's blood, and it enables you to travel this and take it further down the road. Talk to me a little bit about some of the struggles and some of the things that that you've picked up along the way to help perpetuate this.
Well, donations are a huge thing. Donation of instructors being able to teach classes, donating of facilities, donating their spaces to hold the classes, because the way we operate is kind of like a pop-up shop. So if someone, you know, the county building here in Polk County, if they want to teach their female employees self-defense to protect themselves going out to the car or carry that into their home lives, we come in and kind of organize a whole platform for them to do that. So we're kind of like a pop-up shop for that. Donations help fund that. Mm-hmm. As far as fundraising, that can be as easy as donating an auction item. You know, if it's like a jeweler as an example, mm-hmm. or a retail shop, raising their price $5 and, you know, for a specific month, giving, you know, donating that money towards the nonprofit. And of course, volunteers. Yeah. You find amazing people, but amazing people also have amazing lives, right? So you bless them and thank them for their time that they are helping you, and hopefully we continue to get a chance to work together, but that's not always the case. So, you know, having a funnel or group of volunteers is always extremely helpful, even for the smallest tasks.
I've noticed both with you and Jess that you have that passion. When you get that many individuals together that believe in the same thing, talk about what passion can do, not only in you getting the message out, but passion in igniting the passion in the person receiving the message.
When you are a survivor or a loved one of a survivor, you are caught in an emotional, chaotic tornado. It doesn't just impact that person who's trying to escape the situation. It impacts everyone around them, from coworkers to friends to family, everybody. So when one person is so impacted, the people around them either try to learn or they abandon. One of those two things. So we want to embrace the people that want to learn how to help those loved ones and set the fire with them, because that person escaping needs a support system. And it's not just necessarily a passion, it's a purpose, right? I think a passion will take you to a certain distance. A purpose will take you much further. So this has become such a huge purpose to get the red flags out of manipulation tactics in relationships, because that's where it starts. It doesn't start with a black eye, a broken bone, or bruise. It starts with, hey, are you going to wear that to work? Who do you think you are? I mean, why do you feel you can dress that way? It's those kind of things that people need to be hyper aware of long before it becomes physical. It becomes coercive control and emotional and psychological manipulation and abuse. And getting those red flags out there will help prevent, or hopefully prevent, you from going further into that relationship.
Now, one thing that I didn't know that I just learned is that you have written a book recently. Talk to me a little bit about the book and how folks can get a hold of it and what it benefits.
Absolutely. So the book is called Behind the Smile: The Unseen Signs of Emotional Abuse. It is available on anywhere platform that books are sold: Amazon, Books A Million, Walmart, etc. And it is a guide for loved ones that have their loved one trapped in a cycle of abuse. So how do you set a safe space for them? How do you approach them about leaving the situation? How do you not get isolated from that situation? Because that is the first thing an abuser is going to do, is isolate their victim from their family and support system. So it really allows the family and loved ones to understand what the person is going through and how to set the space for them for when they are ready to escape.
We got about 30 to 45 seconds left. What I want you to do is inspire those that might see this to becoming a part of you, becoming a supporter of you, whether it's, like we said, holding an event that you guys can go one-on-one with individuals, or, say you've got the fundraiser coming up in October and saying, that's something I can get behind. Talk to them and inspire them to help you.
Yeah. So I really want to spread the message to survivors. You're not alone. Please use your voice and speak out, because this is a darkness that needs to be brought to the light. People should be held accountable for their actions. There are consequences to action, so please speak out. Share it with someone you know and trust. You can always reach our organization, IgniteHer.org, to get behind specific events. We have the Unmasquerade Gala. It is also on our website, so they can find the button to take to the landing page for the Unmasquerade Gala. We have different sponsorship levels. You can be on site with us. You can be a main sponsor. I mean, there are all levels, from volunteering to help or to sponsoring the whole thing, or sponsoring a small portion of it, whatever suits your passion.
Well, Tiffany, I'd like you and Jess to come back in maybe at the end of August. They'll give us September and October to promote the event. And anything that we can do to help you get the message out, please come back and see me, would you?
We appreciate that very much. Absolutely.
IgniteHer is dedicated to providing a safe and supportive space for women to heal, grow, and thrive. Their programs and initiatives are designed to provide safe exit strategies, support, education, and connection to resources. They want to empower women to break free from the cycle of abuse and rebuild their lives with confidence and independence. Now, if you need more information, you can look them up at IgniteHer.org or follow them on Facebook at facebook.com/IgniteHer Inc. If you enjoyed that episode of Polk Place, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and even check out the next one.